Go ahead and mute. We're starting.
Oh.
Good. Okay. 3, 2, 1. This is Radio Free Cybertron, episode 665. I don't know what that number means, but next week has me confused and worried. I'm Brian Kilby. With me, we have Don, who I just told to mute. So Don, unmute and say hello to people. He's waving for people on the video. But our audience on the podcast.
Hello.
Oh, there he goes.
There we go. Yeah. Good. And that was Chris.
Yeah, I didn't think Don wanted to unmute because it usually takes so long and sometimes doesn't work.
Yes.
Because Don lives in a toaster.
He does. He does live in a toaster. There's also Rob, who lives in a shoe, and he doesn't know what to do.
That's so relatable these days, don't you think?
Yeah.
There's Matt and Diecast.
And then you give them back to mom, and that's like the best feeling in the world, even when you're covered in vomit.
Take this. Take this. I'm done.
Hey, so if you go to patreon.com/tfradio, we are running our full-time Toy Detective promotion. It's going to run through May 10th. It's running right now. We have a goal of just $500 a month, which is only like another $250 than what we have right now. Maybe I think we've gotten some patrons since last week. Thank you. So maybe it's less, but Rob and Chris are becoming paid contributors. They are no longer employed by T-Formers. They do quality work, writing, photography, podcasting. They did great work at T-Formers for 8 years, and more importantly than that, though, they each have over 20 years writing and doing stuff in the toy industry.
Oh, crikey.
I know. So,
Wow.
yeah, so the work they do is a major part of their income. So help us out. Go to patreon.com/tfradio and sign up for the Toy Detective, full-time Toy Detective promo. We are going to have, if we hit our goal, we're going to start a bi-weekly Toy Detective podcast. And for the promotion, though, we're going to do, I guess, 2 episodes. We'll see what else. But the first episode was posted this weekend on Patreon. There is a version that is now available in the podcast feed, the live public podcast feed at tfradio.net. And you can listen to it. It was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. It's my idea, and that when I pitched this to the guys, is like, I want this to be like the nerdiest show that we do, because our patrons are the nerdiest of the nerdy of us.
You got your wish.
Yes. So
but seriously though, we've had a lot of good feedback from the people who've listened to the patron exclusive version. So feeling pretty good about that.
yeah, I really liked it. So
And Rob, if you have not had a chance to go back and check out the posted version, you remember we had our discussion for almost an hour. I got that down to 31 minutes.
wow.
Oh, nice.
So yeah.
So I have not lost the editing touch.
No, you haven't. Patreon.com/tfradio. Help us out. It's going to run for 2 months. And there's all the details of what that includes, the shout outs, the plugs, the thank yous, all that stuff at patreon.com/tfradio. Let's see here. What else? We posted another episode of Transform Squadron this week as well on Monday. That's at tfradio.net. I haven't had a chance to listen, but I'm pretty sure, going back to the coronavirus, I'm pretty sure there's some jokes about that in there. Hey, yeah, also, if you're not watching us live, make sure you do that, tfradio.net/live. And, of course, on YouTube, you can watch it there as well. And join us in our Discord server, chat, tfradio.net/Discord. And you can chat along with us live. It's pretty much the only chat anybody's looking at now. I do have YouTube up. I just don't get a chance to look at it like I did because I'm so focused on the Discord. We love you too, YouTube. So people are going to be there either way. So, but that is that. tfradio.net/Discord. In the chat, Sean is talking about Toylanta next week. And we're not doing Toylanta this year. Of course, Rob Springer is. I think Rob is staff, technically. We're not going to be there. I want to go back next year. I really do love that convention. I just, with the kids and everything, I just have not had the chance. But that is next weekend. The 21st and 22nd. So check that out. That's in Atlanta. Toylanta. I love the name. Makes a lot of sense. Anything else before we get to what we got this weekend or this week?
What
or
we
this
got
weekend. I got stuff this weekend. Oh, so actually, Diecast, could you try to hook me up with the thing I sent you?
I did look. It's nowhere on Taobao.
So if anybody
Oh.
if anybody knows of a place to get the Transformers Neja toy, that's like, closer.
That's not on Taobao?
No, it should be on
No.
Taobao. So
It's weird.
Weird.
It's
I know of one on eBay, and we know the person who's selling it, so I hope you do sell it, but it's more than I want to spend on it. So if I can get something closer to Taobao level, that would be awesome. Diecast.
I'm gonna keep an eye out. It's
Yeah.
just-
Yes. So yeah, I only know of a couple people that have it, and I want it so bad. I guess let's do. So we have some news to talk about this week.
A little bit.
It's an interesting time, post Toy Fair, and there's stuff
Interesting
happening.
is probably not the word I would use for it, but
There are a lot of external pressures and weird things going on. I do actually want to say one thing, because this just made me think. So we're also doing another podcast, monthly podcast right now. It's an early access podcast on our Patreon. Patreon.com/TFRadio. This was one of the things that we started doing as part of Patreon. It's early access for Patreon by 2 months. It's an evergreen podcast. That means in the biz, the material is good forever. So it's not like I have to say, hey, go listen to this, and you have 5 minutes to do it while the news is still good. Because the content's good forever. It's the RSC Throwback Podcast. The first episode for non-patrons should be posted here in next week, I think. But I just recorded a podcast with John. It's about, so spoilers. John, we never really talked about it on the show because we couldn't. But John, as an executive for the company that he worked for, helped negotiate the license that his company had with Hasbro. And so basically they did Transformers stuff and other things like that. And John is no longer with that company. So John basically spills the beans on, what it's like being a licensee of Hasbro, how to go through it, and all of those things. It's really interesting. That's going to be on the third episode of RSC Throwback, which should probably be posted next week on our Patreon at patreon.com/TFRadio. And that means that it'll be June for the public. Again, evergreen content, good forever. But if you want to get it early, patreon.com/TFRadio. Pretty awesome. I'm excited about it. And also, I'm soon to be posting the next episode of What's Happened to the Headmasters. It's only been 2 years ago this week that we recorded it.
Oh, wow.
So what happened to them?
I don't know. But, yeah, so...
I got hit in the head by a heavy wooden footstool.
I have episodes in the can, and Spider Bob reminded me that he really liked it. And I'm like, I really enjoy doing that too. And I just mentioned it on Twitter, and like a lot of people responded to it. And like, other than RFC, as like the most popular podcast that we've posted, it's been that. So I really do need to go back and post that. So I'll have that up here in a week or two. A lot of stuff. This will be pretty awesome. Okay. Let's see what else. Is that it? Okay, what did we get this week? Who wants to start? Matt has something, right?
Yes, and you'll be happy to know I have Power Ranger stuff to talk about, Brian.
Okay.
Well, it's at least Hasbro stuff, so it's semi-topical.
Semi-topical.
Yeah. I won't take long on it, but I did get the newest wave of Lightning Collection figures.
Oh, cool.
So I got Mighty Morphin
Black
Yellow.
Oh. I don't know anything about
Well, it's a
Power
good
Rangers.
likeness on that sculpt.
Actually, 3 out of the 4 have really good likenesses on the
Yeah,
sculpt.
Rocky didn't really do so well.
Yeah, but they got Tui Trang really well, and they got Brandon McLaren pretty well too.
Yeah.
Which,
That looks like
and-
Richard Simmons from like the thumbnail of your camera. Is that who that is?
No.
Okay.
No. And Cybervillain Blaze, which I don't have his civilian head on because the helmet's just awesome. I love this figure.
That's an
It is
awesome
so
looking
good.
figure, actually.
But yeah, in every way the Zeo Ranger 3 Blue is the most disappointing of the wave.
Is that Billy?
The way
Was that his name, the Blue Ranger?
That was Blue Ranger.
No, this is Rocky. This Zeo Ranger 3 Blue.
I'll shut up. I'm sorry.
He was the second Red Ranger before he was the second
Blue Ranger. Yeah. He got demoted. The first Power Ranger to get demoted from red to blue, but not the only. So the way the butterfly joints in the shoulders work does not work real well with the pattern of the Zeo Ranger outfit.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it cuts the pattern in some weird places, but that I could live with just because of the articulation. But man, the face sculpt on this thing, he has like a big nose and overlord lips, and it's just. But I don't know, I don't get it. 'Cause, of course, Rocky never got any respect as a Ranger anyway. Even the command or the power chamber door slammed in his face that one time.
Yeah.
Rocky's great. He is the most relatable Ranger ever. But
yeah, especially in Zeo when they decided his thing was just to be suffering all the time.
Yeah. The power chamber door slammed in his face. He could never get a date. It was the most relatable Ranger ever.
He was the Harry Kim of Power Rangers.
Yes. He was. So, but his accessories are pretty weak too. He did not come with his power weapons as people were expecting, and he has the holster for both his laser pistol and his baton, but he only comes with one baton and it's fully extended.
Okay.
So you can fit it in the holster, but then you've got an extended baton running the entire length of his leg.
Sounds uncomfortable.
Indeed. But I'm happy with those purchases overall. They're like it's a good assortment, a good wave, and like I said, 3 really good civilian head sculpts out of 4. So I'll end Brian's suffering now and move on to Transformers. So someone at my Walmart made a horrible mistake and accidentally put out some Earthrise figures. So I managed to find Earthrise Optimus Prime. And
nice.
Yes, I absolutely love this figure.
Such a
it
great
is
toy.
Magnificent. I am so glad I skipped the Siege version. And he's just... It's the Optimus Prime toy I've always wanted. Yeah, his arms may be a little stumpy, and I wish they would use the white plastic instead of the silver for his legs. Since they're going so animation accurate anyway, it'd just be one nice finishing touch. And his trailer is super small, but it doesn't bother me as much as I thought it would.
Yeah,
I'm pretty much fine with it. So I am super happy with the way that Optimus Prime turned out, and he would be my favorite thing I got this week if it wasn't for Earthrise Starscream.
Oh, yes.
Nice.
This one came in from Hasbro Pulse. I actually got him before Optimus Prime, and like whoever designed this figure,
Need to raise.
You are my friend now. That is non-negotiable. Like I like this thing more than I like at least a couple of you guys.
Yeah. It's wonderful.
I agree.
Yeah.
So how many colors do you want that in?
Every color.
All of them. That Sunbow chart that's going around with all the animation errors with the weird names. Like I want all of those. Everything.
Yeah, so it's not even like get a bag of Skittles and that's how many colors you want. You need to get like a bag of every variety of Skittles and pour them all out, and that's all the colors you want.
Yes.
Yeah.
But he really is the Starscream I've always wanted. Like
it's near perfect.
Very near perfect. I mean, you could really, really nitpick if you wanted to, but I am just like happy with what I've got here.
It's so fantastic.
It's the best Starscream of that body style we're likely to ever get, barring a Masterpiece 3.0.
Even including Masterpiece 3.0, I don't think.
These days, yeah, you're probably right.
Yeah, these days, absolutely. I agree with Brian. Masterpiece would not be as good as this. And like that, like this if this was the only thing I had gotten this week, I would be ecstatic.
I don't regret buying a second one. I actually thought about buying a third when I saw a third one.
But I love him. And the very last thing I got this week, Transformers the Manga Volume 1.
Oh, isn't it wonderful?
Yes.
My copy shows up tomorrow. I couldn't resist.
I
Yeah.
still need to order a copy.
And I got the pre-order price too, so it was like $16 instead of $24.
Nice.
I think it might still be available to order for that price.
It is.
tfradio.net/Amazon.
It sure is.
All 3 volumes are available for pre-order.
Yes.
But I haven't had a chance to read any of it yet, but I have flipped through, and I'm pretty excited about getting into this thing.
The thing with me, I had to get, obviously the pages are backwards from what we're used to in English, but also on the page it is as well. So I had to get used to that from what little I scanned through it. So instead of reading left to right, even in comic form, you read right to left, which makes sense.
Oh yeah, I guess that is a new experience for you.
Oh, it is. Yeah. So
Well,
I mean,
the odd thing too, though, is the web comics and pack-in comics for the Legends toys and the related stuff. A lot of those were formatted left to right for no discernible reason.
Yeah.
and they're so crazy anyway that like
Yeah.
even if I read them out of sequence, it wouldn't matter.
Yeah, no, I noticed the same thing when I was looking through the untranslated scans of those early on.
That's awesome. I'm glad you got that.
I'm really looking forward to Volume 2 of that, though,
Oh,
which
yes.
covers, I think, the Headmasters and Master Force.
Yeah.
Because that'll include the only original fiction appearances of Stepper and Artfire, for instance.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah,
Ah.
that's all. Yeah, I can't wait. Oh yeah, I'm sad that we only get 3 volumes, but you know, it is what it
And
is.
I think the Victory manga just kind of goes off the rails compared to the TV show.
I mean,
Oh, I
Victory's
hope
so
so.
boring, so hopefully it does.
Yeah, well, if nothing else, it'll be shorter than the TV show.
Yeah, cool. Who else? Chris, you have something I know.
Oh yeah, just one off-topic thing. Which is thanks to Don, actually. He was able to get a slightly reduced price.
Oh, the Krang set.
Yeah, that's the fancy Ninja Turtles figure. So, as far as I know,
Is that
these are
NECA?
basically just. Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Yeah. As far as I know, these are basically just reruns of the first wave toys. They might have deco differences or something, but those came packed where it was like Krang and Raphael or Krang and Michelangelo. I didn't really want the Turtles. I don't even really want the Shredder that much, but like the cartoon accurate Bubble Walker, there's not really many toys of that. And this also has the little Scooty stool thing from the first 3 episodes before he had the android body.
Oh, nice.
And the Shredder is actually really nice looking too for a cartoon accurate Shredder. So like it's a nice bonus to have, but like the Krang is the real star. I just haven't had time to open this yet because life is just so oppressive. But thank you, Don, for hooking me up with this and saving me a little bit of money. Because none of the Targets around here have even bothered to carry the new assortments of this, so I would not have had any local options for finding these. Sadly, some people may remember I was talking about Bargain Hunt having a package of Leonardo and Donatello from this same batch for marked down to like $30. Sadly, when I went earlier this week to see if that was still there to pick up to go with this, it had been sold at some point, so
Aw.
sad trombone.
Sad trombone.
Oh, you know, I got lucky on that because I was back. The guy that went to the back looking at the Target that I found the Earthrise Optimus at, I was looking at their collectible stuff in the electronics department.
Yeah.
And those turtles were all in front of a $39.99 price tag. And I just told the guy, someone's got, and it just wasn't one. It was like the entire wave was just stuck there.
Yeah.
I said, I thought maybe they had been marked down or something. So I just told the guy that they were sitting in front of the wrong tag just to let him know. He said, well, do you want it for that? I
Oh,
said,
Yeah.
sure. I mean, you know, I figure I can do something with it, or someone needs it. I mean, it's once in a lifetime chance. I'm glad I was able to
Once
get
in a
that. It
lifetime
probably
chance.
won't happen again.
Yep.
Well,
Cool.
I mean,
Oh yeah, one other thing I liked about this, and again, it's probably something that was with the originals. Like, there's even the Foot Clan style communicator with a big Krang face sticker on it.
Oh, that's awesome.
It looks stupid, but it's also just like perfect for the style. So yeah, I'm quite happy with those, and hopefully I will, have the opportunity to get those out pretty soon. I probably would have today, so I would have like more thoughts on them, but sudden like shopping trips and stuff, and then literally 90 minutes of packing various meats for long-term freezer storage.
Yeah,
I'm
plus-
tired.
Plus,
bet.
it's NECA. You might want to take a little extra time with it, just on the safe side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go, Brian. If that's, I just got two things.
You go, Don.
Nothing locally popped up. But Hasbro Pulse finally got some of their Earthrise
You
stuff.
say Seacons, I will
No,
go through this camera.
no, I have no desire to collect the Seacons really at those prices. But I
Hang
did
up on him.
finally.
I want to.
But I did. I'm sorry, the Seacons just aren't that important to me, especially at
Don
those
just
prices.
can't win when it comes to the Seacons, apparently.
Actually,
But you did order a Unicron, right, Don?
Yeah, well, I will say this: if they do those in God Neptune colors,
Oh yeah.
I may very well get a set. But if I'm looking at getting Tigertron and RC, I gotta make some priorities, okay? But
Yeah, that's fair.
Hasbro
Your
Pulse,
priorities are wrong, Don.
yeah, but Hasbro Pulse, I finally got Hoist and Cliff Jumper, which is weird. Is these are the two of the two of the first four that I wanted the most, and it's the ones I got the last because I couldn't find these anywhere. So I've heard Cliff Jumper is really, he's odd. It's an odd transformation, but it's a really satisfying one. And Hoist just looks really good. Hoist has always been. He's not in my top 5, but I've like as a Decepticon Raider in King Arthur's Court, it's one of my favorite episodes. So there's that. So I got these, and that's really it. But I do want to follow up on one thing from last week real quick. I mentioned I got Silver Warriors Grant. Now
Hey, you posted that on
that
Twitter.
yeah, I posted that picture up on Twitter. I gotta say, guys, I have never been a big fan of that War for Cybertron Optimus mode. Again, like I said last week, because the Generations one was so frustrating to transform, there wasn't a lot of fun in it. That is an absolutely phenomenal piece. And I got it from one of the guys off eBay that I do a lot of my third-party stuff from, $110 with free shipping.
Wow.
The thing, and if you look at my picture, you'll see it compared to Robot Mode Earthrise Prime. It is a phenomenal. It made me like that War for Cybertron Optimus mode, and the trailer is the flight pack. It just compresses and looks so It's not like the Jetfire Optimus combination that look like just you. It's like, well, do the Dinobots combine? If you hit them together hard enough, it's like the Jetfire Optimus just kind of like you just clunk stuff together. This actually looks like it's had a lot of thought placed into how the jetpack rests on the back and everything. So it wound up being a lot better figure than I was expecting, and it's a really impressive piece. So if anyone's been on the fence about it, the only QC issue I've really got, the fingers are individually jointed, and I accidentally pulled one off trying to get the Gatling guns to snap in, and I stressed the plastic
Oh no.
on the connector points, not on the finger itself, but the two phalanges that hold the little connector piece. So it's holding, but you got to be real careful with those individually ball jointed figures. But if anyone's been thinking about getting it, it's a really impressive piece.
Did you say flanges or phalanges?
Flanges.
I don't know, Brian.
I believe
like
he
I
might have
worked-
said both at different points.
Okay.
Yeah, I worked 11 hours today, so anything is possible.
Okay. Cool.
Anything is possible.
Kim Possible. That's a good show. Don, anything else?
No. It's been dry as a bone here since last week.
Who else? Diecast?
Yeah, I don't have it down here to show off, but I got from Hasbro Pulse, I got Voyager Grapple. And mine didn't have any problems with the pegs, getting stuck and breaking off. So
I
that's
solved
good.
that by not
Good.
transforming it.
I solved that by just, piling, sanding the pegs a little bit.
He's a decent figure. I mean, the thing about these Earthrise figures, at least some of them, like Grapple, it's exactly what you'd expect. So there's nothing like ingenious or I don't know. I just
That's what
felt
cliff jumper is for.
Giving
Yeah.
you what you want sometimes is ingenious. Sometimes.
well, I was just saying that it didn't feel like I was transforming a new figure. It felt like I was transforming
Yeah.
a figure I had laying on my shelf for 20
Yeah,
years.
I understand
Yeah,
that.
I get it.
So-
Yeah, I know I know exactly what you're saying. I've had that experience sometime.
I would say there's like always room for novelty in Transformers, but at the same time, sometimes it is nice to get something that just like it might be a repeat formula, but if it works really well and just feels nice and solid when you're messing with it, that's okay too.
I mean, I did like that. I just spun the head around because I didn't look at the instructions to transform it. I just spun the head around and figured, so what? Is the back of his head just hanging out? But someone on Twitter actually pointed out there is a cover I could have flipped over the
Yeah,
head.
I saw that. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So that at least was kind of interesting. That I was like, oh, I got it there without the instructions, and there was one little, interesting piece that I missed, which they didn't actually need to put in because, like I said, you can just twist the head around and not really see the face. You just see the back of the head.
Yeah, I mean,
So-
we've had worse as that kind of thing goes.
Exactly. Yeah. But
Cool.
that's all I got this week.
Remember Titans Return Sea Spray, where there's just like the little flap that sort of covers the robot's face in alt
Oh,
mode,
yeah.
but only if you're looking at it from one specific angle.
Yes, Titans Return Sea Spray. I've covered my face. You can't see me.
Rob, did you
And
get anything?
that's such a good figure otherwise.
Yes, it is, and yes, I did actually. Thanks once again to Al, who we know on Twitter, who I managed to complete another team that I was wanting to do. He was getting rid of his Power to Aragon, so I have all three of those now.
Oh, cool.
Nice.
Yeah, so and Aragon is just like the other two Power Dasher weaponizers. Aragon has slightly better tolerances than my cogs, I want to say, and it feels really good. It looks good. That terminally 70s robot face is just the best.
Yeah.
And
they're all great. All three of them are great.
Oh, they are. And while I was at it, I also got my first Earthrise figure. I got Ironworks off of him, and I was not at first. I was thinking about not getting that just because I really wish these things were like directly compatible with the older bases. But I have to admit, I am really enjoying just futzing with Ironworks and putting the various panels and things together in different configurations. This
That was
is
my
another
first
one
as
I'm
well.
probably.
It's a great toy.
Yeah, I'm probably going to end up with all of these little base guys and the plank masters and to mess with because I'm really enjoying that. So yeah, I'm really happy with those, and it was and as always with Al, it was a good price, and just I'm really happy with the stuff this week.
Cool. Honestly, I set myself a target of an hour for the show. I could probably round out the show with my adventure from today and this past weekend. We'll see how it goes. So, I also got Transformers the Manga, Volume 1. It's awesome. I can't wait to actually read it. I've skimmed through it. It's my favorite thing, I think, that I've got this week. I also got something that I've held off on for a while. Well, I'm just looking at Amazon for the stuff that I haven't picked up, and there's a few things that have come out over the last few years I didn't get. Last week, I got the Optimus Primal set, the Platinum Edition Year of the Monkey. I got the One Shall Stand, One Shall Fall set, which is the classics, Megatron and Optimus Prime. Megatron is repainted in less fun colors, but
Oh,
yeah.
that's a nice set.
Yeah, actually, funny enough.
I think the less fun versus more fun really just depends on your point of view, because that's certainly a direction they went with that deco.
Sure is, yeah. So, yeah, I got that. Also, what else did I get? So I took notes so I can remember where I got what. I was at a consignment store this weekend, or a consignment sale for kids stuff that goes on every couple of years at the nearby antique mall. The pizza place that we went to, and I got a couple bags of junkers for like $6. I got Power Core Combiner, Double Clutch, just the body. It's mistransformed. I haven't even bothered to transform it, but I didn't actually remember having this one.
Oh, that's the redeco of the monster truck, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the truck.
Yeah.
So I honestly forgot about having that. I also got Power Core Combiner Bomb Shock. Just the bot, not the team. There was an Energon barricade in it, so.
Oh, cool.
And I'm going to show my ignorance here, because I cannot remember the name of this Decepticon from Robots in Disguise, and this is like one of the cheap ones. I can never remember its name. So
Okay.
This guy right here.
That's a good question. I can't
never remember
see it very well either.
Yeah. So.
Brian, if I
What, Don?
Is that Megatronus?
Is it? It's the.
It's the Megatronus Combiner from
No,
Combiner
it's
Wars?
not a combiner. It's just a big crappy robot that's like.
It turns into like a tank thing.
I don't even know what it turns into. It's junk. It literally is. I honestly wasn't even going to show it off, but I'm like, hey, I can admit when I don't know something.
No, I think that's Megatronus.
Is it Megatronus? Okay, I don't know. So it's crap. It's a crappy toy. So I have a Megatron. I honestly didn't watch the show like I needed to, but yeah, there's that. Okay. What else did I get?
You should track down the show and like watch it in the guise of like having it on for the kids.
I watched the first few episodes and I liked what I saw. I just never.
And from what I saw, it got better from there too.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So yeah, it was like $5. No, that was like $3. So that was I got that. What else did I get? So oh yeah, so I ordered off of Facebook and I can't remember the group. But it's from Chris Labrador. He was selling a few things, and I'm like, I saw something I didn't have, a couple things I didn't have, so I got it. So I got Double Spy, of course, the Punch Counter Punch G1. So the stickers on it are really nice.
Oh yeah.
I never had this as a kid, so I never had it as an adult either. So I got that. So I'm really excited. Something else I didn't have, he was also selling. And I ordered it Saturday and got it Monday, which blew me away. So if you're on Facebook and you see him selling stuff, he is legit. I got G2 Starscream, which again I didn't have. It's complete. They were both complete. Starscream came with the sound pack, and I don't know if it just doesn't work or if the batteries that I got, the thing is 30 years old almost. And I think the batteries are the right batteries I got for it, but there are like 5 different names for each one. So I don't know if I got the wrong voltage or just or it just doesn't work. So I'm going to have to buy another set. So before I'm confident with that, let's see here. What else did I get? Okay. So somebody posted on Facebook this past weekend on one of those groups that I'm on, a shop that had a lot of Transformers stuff in it. I'm like, oh, that looks cool. So I clicked into it, and I saw that it's somewhere in South Carolina. I'm like, oh, I'm in North Carolina, in southern North Carolina, so it's probably pretty close. Place is like 2 hours away. It's called Toy Federation in a place called Greer, South Carolina. I've never been to Greer, but I looked it up. It's like 2 hours, so I drove there, and I'm going to actually show some photos in the video. Actually, it just changed locations recently, like across the street. So I went to an empty spot, which is where the Waze put me out. But I saw the address, and then I saw, oh, it's literally this place over here. So you go in, and like there's this foyer that you walk into, and it's got like a Miss Pac-Man cabinet and a Moon Patrol cabinet and all this other stuff that's just really neat looking. It's like a warm hug. That's honestly how I felt walking into this place. I mean, it's just literally toys everywhere. It reminded me of Retro Reboot, which is a place that was here in Charlotte that Jake Waller was running for a while. They had a lot of Transformer stuff. They had a glass case with mostly G1 stuff in it, and a couple glass cases up front that had just random stuff. I'm not going to show all these photos. I'm trying to just want to show the ones that give you the scale of like all the stuff this place has. It's it's a big store, and they have a lot of stuff.
Well, I mean, you could tell people how many pictures you took and put on your Twitter thread. That would
Originally I took like 75 photos and I posted 69 of them.
Nice.
Yeah, so I mean, basically anything you can think of, there are toys there of it. Star Trek,
even Playmate Star Trek stuff.
yeah, Star
the
Trek
best of the best.
wrestling, GI
Star
Joe's,
Trek wrestling.
yeah, Star Wars, Ninja Turtles, and like vintage stuff. It's carded like stuff back into the 80s, maybe 70s. But yeah, most action figures as we know them, as we care about them, originated with Masters of the Universe in the early 80s. But it's just a tremendous selection of stuff. So really, really excited about it. And they actually, I don't know if he runs the convention or he is associated with the convention, but there's also a convention going on in that area in November called Retro Toy Con. And Rodimus Supreme is asking, is any Mitten sealed box stuff in there? Yes. Tremendous amounts of Mitten sealed box stuff. Not necessarily I mean, there's a lot of Mitten sealed box Transformers, but not G1 stuff. The only Mitten sealed box G1 stuff I saw were reissues or like eHobby. But there's a convention going on there called Retro Toy Con in November, and I'm totally going to hit that up because, I mean, this guy has enough toys for his own convention. So if other people are coming in, it's going to be impressive. But I got quite a few things. I got a handful of things there. And let's see here. So I got a G1 Nightbeat, missing one antenna, which is not that hard to get, but really great shape. I don't know that I've actually come across one that wasn't like sealed in the box. It was this nice, so I got it. And I'm just going to replace the antenna. What else did I guess? I'm super stoked about that one. I saw this and I had to have it. Had this as a kid. It is the Ultra Magnus voice changer.
Oh, yeah, I had that.
Oh, I had that as a kid, too.
Yeah, I bet it works, too. I mean, it looks like it's in really good shape. It's still got the tube on it. I just need to pop the battery out. What does the batteries take?
Oh, 9 volt, I want to say.
Yeah, 9 volt. So I've got I'll go check that maybe later. Actually, I'm going to disinfect it before I try it.
Yeah.
Couldn't hurt.
Let's see, what else did I get? Oh, yeah, so I got a G1 Whirl. Whirl is complete, even though I'm not showing off parts, but didn't have Whirl, so now I
You got
You're
a
doing
sudden and complete
so well.
cessation of internet.
Well,
Yeah. Oh, so my internet dropped. So, also, I got the Armada Happy Meal Optimus Prime, which I didn't honestly even know what it was when I saw it, because I completely skipped out on the Armada Happy Meal promotion. It's a nice little toy. It's actually, I honestly thought that the Beast Wars toys were going to be like the creme de la creme when it came to Transformers Happy Meal. Nope. Armada seems to be a little bit better. Let's see here. What else? Oh, one last thing. I got, it's one thing I had years ago, but I got rid of it like an idiot, like a lot of things for me. I got Armada Nemesis Prime.
Ooh.
Ah, nice.
So, super stoked about that. Yeah, I originally found it at a Kohl's, I believe, back in...
Yeah, that's about
03.
right.
Yeah, so... but they had
That wave that came out, it was actually pretty hard to find because it was so late in the run. How much did you pay for that Nemesis?
like $60.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's about...
As long as you're happy with
It's
it.
about going rate on it. And,
he can live with it.
I can live with it. It's one of those things. It's one of those things. Like, I priced it. I've been pricing it on eBay, and it's not. I mean, that seemed to, based on recollection, seemed to be about where it is. And it's one of those things when there's something in front of you.
Yeah.
So I picked that up. Rodimus Supreme asked what was the newest Transformers stuff that was there. Earthrise. They had brand new Earthrise stuff on the shelf, so it was basically from G1 to Earthrise. So quite a bit of stuff. Yeah. Okay, let's see here. So yeah, a lot of stuff. Let me go back to the photos, see if there's anything in particular that I wanted to show off.
Rodimus Supreme is saying he bets Beast Machines McDonald's toys are better than the actual figures.
No.
I mean, you might be able to make an argument for something like Night Scream.
Oh yeah, Night Scream sucks.
Since the normal toy of that was just so big and awkward. On the other hand, though, there was a deluxe size knockoff of Night Scream that came out at some point afterward, which it was the same basic design and most of the engineering, but since it wasn't so huge anymore and doing stupid stuff that it shouldn't be, that was pretty nice too. But the Beast Machines McDonald's toys were nice Happy Meal toys, but I don't think really they're a substitute for the genuine articles.
No. And I'm going to put this up on the video for you guys to see it. So if you can like look at my video, I cannot place what this is. It was in the Transformers shelf. I don't know what this is. It's
Don?
Yeah, Brian, I believe that is the. Now I could be wrong, but I believe that is the Centerbot, the elephant from the robot Dan Cougar from Japan.
Yeah.
Okay.
I recognize that now that you mentioned.
It looked.
Yeah.
It was interesting looking, but it just wasn't like something
Yeah,
that jumped out.
It's an elephant as part of a combiner set from the originally from I think the some of the early '80s stuff. They combined into a larger robot from Bestial Squadron Dan Cougar, I think.
He's one of my favorite authors.
Yeah, there's a Soul Chigokin reissue, a reissue coming out as well.
Yeah,
there's also a Super Mini Plocket available.
Cool.
Oh yeah.
So one thing I didn't notice when I was there was this Technodrome. I have no idea what that's worth, if anything, but I wish I'd have picked it up. Just something I always wanted.
Oh,
I had the Technodrome when I was a kid.
Like, look
I
at
remember.
You should check the price on the. You should check the price on the Mega Bloks one, Brian.
He doesn't have time for that.
It's massive.
Yeah, but he doesn't have time to put that thing together.
No, I don't.
Well, time is the fire in which he burns.
Yeah, they had a Dr. Sarin figure on the card, which I kind of wish I'd have picked up.
How was the pricing on their Star Trek figures overall?
Not as good as McKay's, but like not bad. I mean, I think carded stuff. Most carded figures are like $5.
No, that's actually like really good pricing.
But they went up from there. Like $5 was the base, and then like if, that's like for the crap figures.
Yeah, but for the common carded Playmate Star Trek figures, $5 is pretty much spot on.
Cool. Okay. So, but they were in better condition than what you would find at McKay's. Because McKay's stuff is typically pretty frayed. The cards are. Yeah, and the kind of stuff at like the antique malls in southern Tennessee that I go to with Hey Mickey on occasion is also like a lot of that packaging. It's decent, but it's still kind of like McKay's or comic book store level in general. Yeah, and the cool thing about this store is there is a Pizza Inn for Don just a mile away. Yep. They told me that stock changes quite a bit, so which I'm sure it does. So hey, actually, just curious, so this was again like 2 hours from me, and Retro Reboot used to be here, and I loved that store, and I wish it still was. But are there, for people out listening, are there any stores that you guys hit up like this or similar to this? I saw on Twitter that a lot of people said, "Hey, I wish I had something close to me." I didn't know this existed until a couple days ago. I wouldn't be surprised if there wasn't something within a few hours of people. Go look, just search toy store on Google and just see if there's things near you, or a comic shop that may have some pretty cool toys. And I'd really appreciate hearing from people, if they find anything, and if there's something closer to me than 2 hours away, I don't have to drive on 85 where the construction is horrible. That would be great. Oh. Yeah, okay, cool. News. Let's jump to news. A couple things to talk through. Yeah, because we still have 11 minutes. Yeah, let's run through this. The manga volume 2 details. It's coming out May 12th. Can't wait. It looks pretty amazing. It's again, it's gonna be Headmaster's Master Force, and no victory in this one. No victory in this
Well,
one.
going by the cover, it doesn't seem like it.
No.
I would
I'm gonna-
assume Victory and
well-
Battle Stars and all that will be Volume 3.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's 2010 and Headmasters and Victory, I think,
Is it
or
2000?
Headmasters and Master Force.
The end of the book, the end of this one starts at the beginning of like Headmasters. So at least I thought it did, because it started. It basically had Chrome Dome coming to Cybertron. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, so I'm excited about that. Can't wait to pick it up. It is on pre-order. You should check it out, tfradio.net/Amazon. And one more thing, not going into like major details on this, but coronavirus is causing a shortage of supplies for Hasbro and other toy manufacturers. Wouldn't be surprised. My wife's work, they now have a policy on what to do when, if coronavirus hits. I mean, my company does. That's here in the U.S., and of course, everything originated in Asia. So I wouldn't be surprised, of course, if any type of disruption in the supply chain happens. So in this specifically, I think we were told that Baby Yoda would be delayed. So I think Baby Yoda was coming out in December. I don't know when it's going to come out now.
No, it was supposed to be. Wasn't Baby Yoda supposed to be in like May?
My pre-order said December, I thought, when I pre-ordered it.
Which one are you talking about?
The cool one, the one that like the animatronic one.
Oh, the six. What was that? $60.
The $60 one, yeah.
Yeah, I think that was slated end of the year because that was just shown off at Toy Fair.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But some of the other stuff, like the Black Series figures and that's all slated for May.
Oh,
Yeah, I mean, like the article that we're seeing referenced is mostly focused on that because like Baby Yoda is a pop culture thing right now, but that's not to say that it's going to be limited to that. Like, you know, all of Hasbro's production pipeline through Southeast Asia is going to be affected by this to some degree or another.
yeah. So you may get a delay in your toys. I wonder.
Well, remember we did see those really oddly distant estimated arrival times for the stuff that was revealed at Toy Fair.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
was kind of wondering if they were figuring that in at the time.
Yeah, they might be padding their estimates just to cover themselves in case things go sideways.
It might not be that they were padding it. They might be factoring in the delays that they're already seeing in their supply chain as they work through this.
Possibly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there may not be a projection. It may be a real world
Well,
delay.
when they came up with those release dates, it probably was still a projection at that point, and I think as we're moving forward, it's just bearing out more.
So, yeah, so it'll be interesting to see what happens. Hopefully, I mean, obviously, the disease is very communicative. People are getting it. Most people,
Communicable, I think, is the word you're looking for.
Yeah, well, thank you, Chris. Yes, you're
Yes,
exactly right.
well, that's my job.
That's your job. But yeah,
It's interesting though because Takara Tomy's estimated release dates for some of the things that were released or the revealed at Toy Fair are still earlier than what Hasbro's estimates are, and more in line with what we would expect from toy that we're considering to be Wave 2 or early Wave 3. So there is still some projection that these may come out earlier than expected, and at this point, Takara has not really like pulled the plug and said, "Okay, we're going to be waiting longer. There's stuff happening, and there's going to be delays." So, like, they seem to be treating this still like it's going to be business as usual.
yeah. So, well, like what I hope, and again, we're talking about toys, and that's not what's important. But I really hope that there aren't any long-term effects, like just waves not coming. Could happen. Like something that was slated for a final wave, might not hit at all. It's not like we haven't seen that before, like in a non-pandemic, environment. So we'll see. That's it. That's it as far as the news goes. Hey, go ahead.
I have a question.
Yes.
Since we were talking about Takara Tomy stuff, did anyone see that it appears Skylynx has a different deco for Takara, Then Hasbro's Deco for the US.
Well, the Alicon has different colors in Takara's photos than what was shown at Toy Fair also. So we're kind of in a holding pattern to see if it's an early production samples thing or if in the course of actually, running stuff through the production sample phase, it ended up being like, okay, these things have to be these colors now.
That'll be interesting to see if they're starting to realize or go back to the old, you color it your way, we're going to do it our way.
Yeah, I'm not really sure it's going to be that as much as just kind of the same thing as the Optimus Primes with the various color fists and eyes and different specific paint effects, which only represented different stages in the production sample chain rather than legitimate production variants.
We'll see. We shall see, Galvatron. We shall see. Cool. And Ashaman in the chat said, this break may give us the chance to save and breathe and let our wallets heal.
My wallet never heals.
That's true. It's a deeping open wound.
It's just
Mine needs some healing.
Yeah.
This
is true. Cool.
Mine is tired. So very,
mine
very
is
tired.
the fire, which I burn.
which you burned, yes.
Okay. Amazon, tfradio.net/Amazon. We got to pay for Chris and Rob somehow. Go tfradio.net/Amazon. Hey, patreon.com/tfradio is not the total sum funding of that. It's part of a holistic approach. It's one of the three legs.
Well, at
of the
least it's not
stool.
homeopathic.
Yes. So tfradio.net/Amazon. Pre-order those.
I don't want to get paid in demineralized salt water.
There's no salt in that water. It's just straight up water. It's just straight up distilled water.
Yeah, that's why it's demineralized.
So tfradio.net/Amazon.
Pay us in bottles of water that had a dime in the midpoint.
Yes, it had a dime in it. Yes. Okay, so yeah, there's let's see here, something posted. Oh yes, so tfradio.net/Amazon. You can pre-order Sunstreaker and Trailbreaker. They are out there now. tfradio.net/Amazon. Pre-order those guys. Help pay.
And I
Rob
love pre-ordering from Amazon. It's my favorite place to pre-order because of their guarantee.
Other than Taobao.
The price fluctuates. Not all the time, but a lot of times on these figures, especially like Marvel Legends, stuff like that, which you can always order through tfradio.net/Amazon, and you get the lowest price, which is awesome.
So all of us who pre-ordered Scorponok the weekend it went up now have it on pre-order for $10 less than the SRP because for some reason they dropped the price by $10 for a couple of days.
You sure did.
Of course, now neither that nor Skylinks are available to pre-order currently, but, keep an eye on that, and they'll probably be back to transform your day into an adventure of being broke soon enough.
Into an adventure.
Of being broke,
Being
yes.
broke.
Just want to give a quick shout out to Brian. When Cybertron went up on Amazon Japan, I was having issues trying to get to
I was
Amazon.
a jerk for a second. I apologize.
Yeah.
Don.
That's fine. I'm used to it. I
misread his text.
I was having a lot of trouble getting to Amazon Japan. There was some passport issues and all that. So I asked Brian if he would just snag me one of the Tigertrons real quick.
And I'm like, no, it's $200. I literally did. That's what my text said. I'm like, no, it's $200.
Not going to sell out right away. It's not.
Well,
like
I mean, we don't.
I thought he wanted me to buy it for
I
him.
have not ordered a masterpiece. I don't even remember the last masterpiece I got that was from Amazon. But it's just like I said, I wasn't gonna be home for a couple hours, and that was a real good price based on the current yen rate. So just want to say thanks for Brian for doing that for me till I can get home and
he
to
got
my
Of course, the
desktop
yen
and
rate's not
get it.
nearly so good now.
Yeah.
I know. Well, we've got to the 22nd to cancel that, I believe. But
Okay.
But anyway, thank you, Brian.
You're welcome, Don. Actually, speaking of shout-outs, let's go ahead and thank our patrons at the Touched tier. We have Kevin Dorsey, Sean Bratton, Jacob Owen Lucia, Sean Hamilton, Jason W. Rye, Mike Mallory, Jason Hiley, who posted some neat photos from Singapore this morning. On Twitter, Jonathan James, Matthew Dedman, Hector Bones, Brian Cooper, and Nathan Sampy. Thank you for being at the Touched level.
Yeah, I just want to go ahead and get it out there in advance that, like, if the whole ongoing Toy Detectives podcast thing pans out the way we want it to, and I end up doing these patron shout-outs for that, like, I'm going to pronounce your names wrong, and it's nothing personal, I just am going to pronounce your names wrong, so be ready.
Yeah. Yes.
We will do our best.
We will do our best.
No, I won't. I'm just saying, like...
Patreon.com.
Well, at least he's honest.
I'm a toy detective, not a name detective.
Yeah, not a name detective. Patreon.com/TF Radio. Help us out. We have, there's a lot of stuff there. It's a lot. I've been posting a lot of stuff there. I'm really enjoying Patreon. It's kind of made me more productive, and it's kind of kickstarted my hypomania back. So
Well,
it's been great. It's been super great. Actually, if you check out the latest episode of the Happy Daily I did, I was having like fun, like grocery shopping with my 8-year-old, just talking to her basically as fast as I could. And, I'm like, I could probably do a podcast about this. And like, I was tired when I did it, so it wasn't quite as fast, but it was something I recorded on one take, unedited. And it's just like hyper and crazy, and it's pretty awesome.
It was pretty fast, Brian. I was actually going to ask if you did that, if you posted that at like 1.5 speed.
No, that was 1x. That was one take, unedited, not truncated. That was just me talking. I didn't edit anything. Yeah, so yeah, it was pretty awesome. So yeah, BrianKilby.com. Check that out. We're on Twitter at TF Radio. I am at BKilby. We're on Facebook at Facebook.com/TF Radio. We're on Instagram at TF Podcast, YouTube at Radio Free Cybertron, Roku, Fire TV, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, TuneIn, iHeartRadio, Stitcher, everywhere. Just search for Radio Free Cybertron and you can find us. You can find this episode at tfradio.net/665. You can leave us a voicemail at 931-99-GO-BOT. That's 931-994-6268. We got a lovely butt dial this week.
Was the automated transcription of that accurate?
Yes, it was pretty accurate.
Ah, good.
It was somebody yelling at somebody in the background and dropping some expletives to somebody else. It was pretty wonderful. Yeah, and we'll use those on the podcast or on the next episode of It's a Don Deal.
Not the butt dials, though.
Yeah, not the butt dial. We could use that on It's a Don Deal. We'll see. Rob Springer can be found at zonebase.org or at RoboRobSpringer on Twitter. John can be found at that John D everywhere. Chris, how do people get a hold of you?
Maybe the butt dials can be like an extra level of patron exclusive content when they happen.
It should be.
Yeah, that's a thing we could consider. You can follow me personally on Twitter at ChrisRTXV. I have no good reason this week for why you would want to, because I'm not doing anything interesting, but I'm out there, for better or worse. I'm sorry. If you like, though, you can do a nice thing for me by checking out my Amazon wish list at tfradio.net/ChrisList. That does a nice thing for me because you might buy me a gift, and also any purchases made through that link will come back through the show's pocketbooks and put a little money toward paying me and Rob to do our nerdy toy detective thing.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, though, if you are interested in some of the other stuff that I do not nearly as often as I should be, you can check out playwithphotography.com, which is my toy photography website with galleries, articles I've written about toy photography and toy topics and photography topics and, all the Venn diagram intersections therein. Related to that, there's also the social media channels, Instagram.com/playwithphotography or at playwithphotos on Twitter, where random photos will go out from time to time. Some of them either in advance of or sadly in place of actual galleries, just depending how things work out. Because life, it's like time. It's a fire, and we burn in it, etc.
Right.
But if you'd like to, support the fire that I burn in a little bit, you can check out my Patreon at patreon.com/playwithphotos. Support there starts at as little as $2 per month and just goes up and up and up.
Cool. Rob.
I'm on Twitter at Figure Viewers for toy stuff and Rob Flails for video games. That is the official Twitter account of Flailthroughs, my YouTube channel. That is where I cover Gundam Battle Operation 2 for the PlayStation 4. It's a free-to-play Gundam game, team shooter. A lot of fun. This week's mobile suit was the Desert Gelgug. Next week's will be revealed at 1 a.m. daylight time today. And if you like what I do there, patreon.com/flailthroughs, you can drop me a couple of bucks a month and make requests for specific mobile suit weapon combinations, color schemes, what have you. The numbers go up on mine as well. And if you feel so inclined, tfradio.net/playlist is where my Amazon wish list lives. And, same as Chris's, we not only get whatever you are kind enough as to send, it will also help pay for us on the back end. So,
Yes. Sweet.
We are totally double dipping.
Yes.
yes.
Don.
He's waiting for it to unmute.
Shouldn't take that
I
long.
can be reached on Twitter at HMRC, the number 4 EVR.
Sweet. Diecast.
Oh, you can follow me on Twitter at Diecast2. I should have something interesting coming tomorrow. And then you can, if you want to do something nice for me as well, you can go to my wish list at tfradio.net/diecast list. And you can follow me on Facebook at Reviews by Diecast. And also make sure to check out my reviews on tfradio.net/reviews. If you didn't check out my Netflix review of the deluxe Hasbro figures, check that out.
Cool. Awesome. Sweet. That's it. We'll see you next week. Bye.
I'm falling asleep.
Yeah.
Hey,
But
Chris,
it
I put
changes
that
playing
link
hell,
in
my
the thing for you. I wasn't sure how close Nashville was to you.
Pretty close.
I mean, it's like an hour's drive.
Oh, okay. That was just interesting, and I wanted to share it with you.
Oh, they're building those things here?
Well, they're talking about building a factory to build those things in Nashville.
Way to ruin the neighborhood.
But all right, I'm gonna go. I'll see you guys next week.
Later,
Bye,
Diecast.
Diecast.
Take care.
You guys want to hang around? Well, I can just walk away, or you kill the.
I